Welcome to Love Lies Chronicles.
I'd love to know what you think. Every comment helps me make the next story better. Subscribe to stay tuned. Here's something nobody tells you about sleeping on a couch for a week. By night 3, you stop thinking about the couch and start thinking about the person who put you there. I'm lying on my couch right now. Well, it's technically our couch, but I bought it 2 years ago when we moved into this apartment on Grove Avenue in Richmond's Fan District. It's night 3 of my sentence. 3 nights of sleeping here because my girlfriend decided I needed to be trained. The crime? I suggested we split the dinner check. Let me be more specific. Last Friday night, Melissa invited her 3 closest friends to join us for dinner at Edo's Squid. Nice place, good food, expensive. The bill came to $340. 6 people, but somehow I was expected to cover the entire thing. When I suggested maybe we could split it since her friends were there, Melissa's face went red. If you loved me, you wouldn't embarrass me like that. That's what she said. Right there at the table, in front of everyone. Her friends exchanged looks. Those knowing looks that said I'd just failed some kind of test I didn't know I was taking. We drove home in silence. I thought maybe we'd talk about it, work it out like adults. Instead, she went straight to the bedroom and came back with my pillow and a blanket. You're sleeping on the couch tonight. I actually laughed. I thought she was joking. She wasn't. And it's not just tonight, she continued, dropping the pillow on the couch. It's for 1 week. Minimum. You need to think about what you did. What I did was suggest splitting a check. You embarrassed me in front of my friends. You made me look cheap. You need to learn that there are consequences for disrespecting me. That word. Consequences. Like I was a child who'd broken a vase. So I'm being punished? You're being trained, she said. And I swear to God, she said it with complete sincerity. My friends think I'm too easy on you. Maybe they're right. Consider this training. If you can't handle a week on the couch, you're not relationship material. I stood there holding my pillow, trying to process what was happening. This woman I'd been with for 4 years, who I'd lived with for 2 years, was literally telling me I needed to be trained like a dog. So you're saying I need to be trained? Like a pet? Like a partner who needs to learn respect. The way she said it, so matter of fact, so sure of herself. That's when I knew this wasn't really about the dinner check. This was about something deeper, something that had been building. Interesting way to look at it, I said. She blinked. She'd expected me to argue, to fight back, to give her ammunition. My calm response threw her off. I'm glad you're taking this seriously, she said after a pause. Maybe you'll learn something. Oh, I'm already learning, I said. And I was. Just not what she thought. That was Monday morning. Now it's Wednesday night, and I'm lying here on this couch, looking at the ceiling, thinking about how I got here. Not just physically here on this couch, but here in a relationship where someone thinks they can train me. What Melissa doesn't know is that by night 3, I'm not sleeping on this couch because she told me to. I'm sleeping here because I'm making plans. The funny thing about being sent to the couch is that it gives you a lot of time to think. Time to see patterns you've been too close to notice. Time to remember all the little moments that led to this big moment. 6 months ago, Melissa joined a new friend group. 3 women she met through some online community about relationships and personal growth. At first, I thought it was good for her. She seemed more confident, more sure of herself. But then the changes started. She began talking about holding frame and maintaining boundaries and training behaviors. She started testing me. Little things at first. Making me wait when I picked her up, seeing if I'd complain. Asking me to do things twice because I didn't do them right the first time. Expecting me to read her mind and then getting angry when I couldn't. And her friends. God, her friends. I'd overheard enough phone conversations to know they talked about their boyfriends and husbands like we were projects. Like we were things to be molded and shaped and improved. They had a group chat called Queens Supporting Queens, where they shared their strategies for keeping men in line. I heard one conversation last month that should have been my wake-up call. Melissa was on speakerphone getting ready to go out. One of her friends was talking about making her boyfriend sleep on the couch for a week because he forgot to text her good morning. Does it work? Melissa had asked. Like a charm. By day 7, he was practically begging. Now he never forgets. They'd all laughed. And Melissa had said, I need to be more like you. I let Brandon get away with too much. I should have said something then. Should have asked her if that's really how she wanted our relationship to work. But I didn't. I told myself I was overthinking it. That she was just venting with friends. That she'd never actually do something like that. And now here I am, on the couch, being trained. My phone is next to me on the coffee table. I've been looking through our lease agreement. Both our names are on it. We co-signed 2 years ago. That means I have just as much right to this apartment as she does. It also means I can give my 60-day notice and move out, and there's nothing she can do about it. I've also been going through my email, looking at purchase receipts. This couch I'm lying on, mine. Bought it from a furniture store in Scott's Addition, paid for it myself. The TV on the wall, mine. The coffee table, mine. The kitchen table we eat at every night, mine. Even the bed she's sleeping in right now, that's mine too. I bought the frame and the mattress when we moved in because she was between jobs. I'm not being petty. I'm being practical. Because tomorrow is Thursday, and I have a feeling things are about to get more interesting. Thursday evening, I'm sitting in the living room when I hear Melissa's voice from the bedroom. She's on the phone, and she's not trying to be quiet. It's going so well, she says. He hasn't complained once. Just sleeping on that couch like a good boy. I keep my eyes on my tablet, reading an article, but I'm listening to every word. I know, right? I think it's actually working. He's being so quiet about it. So submissive. There's a pause while her friend responds. Yeah, exactly. You were right. I was being too soft on him. Men need structure. They need to know there are consequences. Another pause. Day 7 is Saturday. That's when I'll let him back in the bedroom if he's been good. You know, positive reinforcement and all that. I hear her laugh. It's a sound I used to love. Now it just sounds cruel. I might keep him there a few extra days just to make sure he really learns the lesson. Plus, you know, it's kind of nice having the bed to myself. More laughter. No, he'll be right here when I'm ready for him. Where else would he go? That's the question, isn't it? Where else would I go? As it turns out, I've been thinking about that a lot. I've been looking at apartments online. Short-term rentals, month-to-month leases. There's a nice studio in Scott's Addition available starting Sunday. 1 bedroom, small but clean, furnished. Perfect for someone who needs to leave quickly. I sent a text to my friend Greg earlier today. Need help moving this weekend. Can you spare a few hours Saturday? He replied immediately. Sure, man. Everything okay? We'll be soon, I wrote back. Melissa comes out of the bedroom around 8. She's dressed up, makeup done, heading out with those same friends. I'm going out, she announces. Not asks. Announces. Have fun. I say, not looking up from my tablet. She pauses. I can feel her looking at me, probably trying to figure out why I'm being so calm about all this. She wants me to ask where she's going, who she'll be with, when she'll be back. She wants me to act clingy, so she can add more days to my sentence. I don't give her the satisfaction. You're not going to ask where I'm going? Nope. Why not? I finally look up at her. You're a grown woman. You don't need to report your every move to me, right? It's a direct quote from what she said to me on Monday when I asked why she'd be out so late. Using her own words against her. The confusion on her face is almost worth these 3 nights on the couch. Almost. Right? She says slowly. I'll be back late. Don't wait up. Wouldn't dream of it. After she leaves, I make 3 phone calls. First, to the landlord's office. I leave a message about giving my 60-day notice and ask about the process for removing myself from the lease. Second, to the studio apartment in Scott's Addition. I put down a deposit using my credit card, the one that's only in my name. Third, to a moving truck rental company. I reserve a truck for Saturday morning. By the time I go to sleep on my couch, in my apartment, I've made more progress on my exit plan than Melissa has made on training me. Friday is interesting. Melissa sleeps until noon, clearly hungover from whatever she did last night. When she finally stumbles into the kitchen, I'm already dressed and making coffee. Morning, I say, handing her a cup. She takes it, squinting at me through what's obviously a headache. You're chipper. It's a nice day. She sits at the kitchen table, my kitchen table, and watches me. Only 2 more nights, she says. 2 more nights. On the couch. If you've been good, if you've learned your lesson, Saturday night you can sleep in a real bed again. I pour myself coffee. We'll see. We'll see. She doesn't like that answer. What's that supposed to mean? It means we'll see. Brandon, I'm giving you a chance here. Don't screw it up. I turn to look at her. Really look at her. This woman who thinks she's training me. This woman who thinks I'm going to jump through hoops for the privilege of sleeping in a bed I bought. I'm not screwing anything up, Melissa. I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. She doesn't know what to make of that, so she drinks her coffee in silence. After a while, she speaks again. I'm having brunch with the girls tomorrow. I'll be gone from 10 to 2. When I get back, we should talk. Sounds good. Really? You're not going to argue? Why would I argue? She studies my face, looking for the trap. But there is no trap. There's just a man who's made up his mind. Okay then, she says. Good. After she goes back to the bedroom, I text the moving truck company to confirm the Saturday morning reservation. Then I text Greg with the address and time. Then I start making a mental inventory of everything in this apartment that's mine. It's a long list. Saturday morning, Melissa is up early. She's excited. I can tell because she's humming while she gets ready. She thinks today is the day she wins. The day I apologize and beg to be allowed back in her good graces. She comes out wearing a nice dress. I'm meeting the girls at Pearlie's for brunch. Should be back around 2. Have fun. She walks over to where I'm sitting on the couch with my coffee. Puts her hand on my shoulder. Get some rest this weekend. You've earned it. Like I'm a dog who performed a trick. Thanks, I say. She leaves at 9:45, still humming. The moment her car turns the corner, I call Greg. I'm on my way, he says. The moving truck arrives at 10. Greg shows up 10 minutes later with another friend, Marcus. They take one look at the apartment and Marcus whistles. You're taking a lot. I'm taking what's mine. We work fast. The couch goes first, then the TV and stand. The coffee table, the kitchen table and chairs. My dresser, my nightstand. The bed frame and mattress. My clothes, my books, my dishes, my cookware. Everything I can prove I bought. By 1:30, the apartment looks completely different. It's not empty. Melissa has furniture too, things she brought when she moved in. But it's noticeably emptier. The living room has no couch, no TV. The bedroom has no bed. The kitchen table is gone. I do one final walkthrough with my phone, taking pictures of everything. Evidence that I left the place clean, didn't damage anything. Just took what was mine. Then I go to the bedroom and place an envelope on her pillow. The pillow on the floor, since the bed is gone. Inside the envelope is a letter. I wrote it last night, revised it this morning. Every word is deliberate. I leave my apartment key on the kitchen counter. Take one last look around. For years of my life in this relationship, 2 years in this apartment. It should feel heavier than this. It should hurt more. But mostly, I just feel relief. We lock up and leave. By 2 o'clock, I'm at my new studio apartment in Scott's Addition. It's small, but it's mine. Just mine. No one to train me. No one to punish me. No one to make me earn basic respect and human dignity. The building is older, with character. Exposed brick on one wall. Hardwood floors that creak in a comforting way. Big windows that let in afternoon light. It's not fancy, but it feels honest. Real. Greg and Marcus help me unload everything. The furniture fits perfectly. My couch against one wall, TV across from it. Bed in the corner. Kitchen table by the window. You okay, man? Greg asks when we're done. Yeah, I say. And I mean it. I really am. What do you think she'll do when she finds out? I pull out my phone and put it on the coffee table. We're about to find out. At 2:15, my phone lights up. Melissa's name on the screen. I don't answer. It goes to voicemail. 30 seconds later, it rings again. I let it ring. A text comes through. Where are you? Your car isn't here. Another call. Another voicemail. Another text. Brandon, call me back. Greg and Marcus watch the phone light up over and over. Call after call after call. How many is that? Marcus asks. 7. I say. By 3 o'clock, it's at 15 calls. The texts have gone from confused to angry. What the hell is going on? Where are you? Why is the apartment half empty? Did you take the fucking TV? You need to call me right now. At 4 o'clock, my phone rings for the 20th time. This time, it's a different number. One of her friends. I answer this one. Hello. Brandon? It's Karen. Where are you? Melissa is freaking out. I moved out. Silence on the other end. Then, what do you mean you moved out? I mean I took my things and I left. She wanted me out of her face. Now I am. You can't just leave. She didn't mean. She spent a week training me. Training complete. I learned exactly what I needed to learn. I hang up. Call 21. 22. 23. I watch the numbers climb. Greg orders pizza, and we eat it while my phone lights up like a Christmas tree. This is insane, Marcus says, watching another call come through. This is consequences, I reply. By the time they leave around 6, I'm at 28 calls. The voicemails have shifted from anger to panic to something that sounds like desperation. Call 29 comes at 7:30. I'm unpacking boxes, setting up my new space, making it mine. Call 30 at 8:15. Call 31 at 8:45. Then silence. I pick up my phone and block her number. I should have done it hours ago, but part of me needed to see how far she'd go. Needed that confirmation that I'd made the right choice. 31 calls. In less than 7 hours. The woman who told me I was clingy for asking one question about her schedule just called me 31 times in one day. I sit on my couch that used to be punishment and is now freedom, and I pull up the note I left on her pillow. I don't need to read it. I know what it says, but I want to see the words one more time. Melissa, you called this training. You said I needed to learn respect, to prove I was relationship material, to earn my way back to being your equal. Training is what you do with dogs. Teaching is what you do with children. Partnership is what you have with equals. I've spent 7 nights on that couch, the couch I bought, in the apartment where my name is also on the lease. You were right about one thing. I did learn a lot. I learned that your friends see relationships as power struggles where someone has to submit. I learned that you've started seeing it that way too. I learned that you thought making me sleep on the couch for a week over a dinner check was reasonable. I learned that you and your friends literally called it training and laughed about positive reinforcement. But here's what you didn't learn. I'm not a dog to be trained. I'm not a child to be punished. I'm not a subordinate who needs to earn basic respect and dignity. You wanted me to apologize for embarrassing you by suggesting we split a check. I'm not going to do that. What I will say is this. I'm sorry I stayed in a relationship where someone thought they could train me. I'm sorry I didn't recognize sooner that you stopped seeing me as a partner and started seeing me as a project. Training complete. I've learned exactly what I needed to learn. That I deserve better than someone who needs to dominate rather than collaborate. My portion of rent is paid through the 60-day notice period. The landlord has my forwarding address for the security deposit. Everything I took was mine. Receipts and purchase records have been documented if you'd like to contest anything. I hope you find someone who fits into the relationship model you and your friends have designed. Someone who thinks love means earning permission to be treated with basic respect. Someone who thinks sleeping on the couch for a week is normal. Someone who thinks training is romantic. That someone isn't me. Take care of yourself, Brandon. P.S. Before you call, know this. I'm not coming back. Not tonight. Not tomorrow. Not when you're ready to forgive me. You didn't do me a favor by making me sleep on that couch. You did me a favor by showing me exactly who you've become. I sleep better that night than I have in months. Sunday morning, Greg calls around 9. How you feeling, man? Honestly, great. Yeah. It's weird. I thought I'd feel guilty or sad or something. But mostly I just feel relieved. That's because you did the right thing, Greg says. I've been wanting to say something for months about how she treated you. But you know, it's hard to tell a friend their relationship is messed up. I know. I appreciate you helping yesterday. Anytime. Hey, Marcus and I were talking last night after we left. We couldn't believe those phone calls. 31 times. 31. The same woman who told you that you were clingy. The irony isn't lost on me. Greg laughs. So what now? You just wait for her to calm down. There's nothing to wait for. It's done. I paid my portion of rent through the notice period. My name is off the lease as of Monday when the office opens. I took only what was mine. There's nothing left to discuss. What if she shows up there? She probably will, I say. And when she does, I'll tell her the same thing I put in that letter. I'm not coming back. Good for you, man. Seriously. After we hang up, I make coffee in my new kitchen. The coffee maker is mine. The mug is mine. The counter I'm leaning against is mine to lean against, not because I earned the privilege, but because I pay rent here and no one gets to take that away. Around noon, there's buzzing from the intercom in my building. Not because I earned it. Not because someone gave me permission, but because it's my bed in my apartment and no one can take that away from me. Around noon, there's buzzing from the intercom in my building. I ignore it. 10 minutes later, my phone rings from a number I don't recognize. I answer. It's me, Melissa's voice says. I'm downstairs. We need to talk. No, we don't. Brandon, please. Just 5 minutes. Something in her voice makes me agree. Not because I'm going to change my mind, but because she needs to hear this face to face. I go down to the lobby. She's standing there looking like she hasn't slept. Her eyes are red, makeup smeared. We need to talk, she says again. We really don't. You can't just ignore me. You can't just leave. I'm not ignoring you. I heard you loud and clear for 7 days. And I didn't just leave. I made a decision based on how you treated me. It was just a week, she says. You're being dramatic. Just a week. Like it was nothing. Like making your partner sleep on the couch and calling it training is just a minor thing. If it was just a week, you'd understand why I left. That's not fair. I was trying to set boundaries. Boundaries are saying I need space. What you did was punishment and control. There's a difference. She steps closer. My friends said. I don't care what your friends said. I care that you listened to them instead of thinking about us. I care that you thought treating me like a dog was acceptable relationship behavior. I wasn't. You called it training, Melissa. You literally used that word. You and your friends sat around talking about positive reinforcement and keeping me in line. That's not a relationship. That's a power trip. She's crying now, but I don't feel the usual guilt, the usual need to comfort her. So that's it. For years means nothing? For years meant everything. That's why year 4 hurt so much. That's when you stopped being my partner and started being my trainer. I was trying to make us stronger. Strong relationships don't have trainers and trainees. They have equals. I can see it hitting her. The reality of what she did. Or maybe just the reality that I'm not coming back. Please, she whispers. Don't do this. I'm not doing anything. You did this. You made every choice that led to this moment. You decided our relationship wasn't worth your loyalty or respect. You decided I wasn't worth treating like an equal. You decided to throw away 4 years for some toxic advice from your friends. I turned toward the door back into the building. So don't stand there and ask me not to do this. You already did this. I'm just living with the results of your choices. I walk inside and don't look back. Through the glass door, I can see her standing there. Then she turns and walks to her car. Back in my apartment, I sit on my couch and feel the weight of what just happened. It should hurt more. Maybe it will later. But right now, I just feel free. The next 2 weeks are a blur of blocked numbers and unanswered messages. Melissa finds ways to contact me. Different phone numbers, emails, even showing up at places she thinks I'll be. I run into her at Elwood Thompson's, the grocery store on West Avenue. She's there with one of her friends. She sees me, and for a moment, I think she might avoid me. But she doesn't. She walks right over. Hey, she says. How are you? I'm good. Polite, but distant. We should catch up sometime. I don't think that's a good idea. Her friend, the tall one who always seemed to look down on me, steps forward. You know she was just trying to help you grow, right? I look at her. Really look at her. I know exactly what she was doing. That's why I left. I continue shopping. Behind me, I hear the friend say, he's being such a baby about this. I don't turn around. Don't engage. Just keep moving forward. 2 days later, I get a long email. Melissa has written a novel about how sorry she is, how she realizes now that her friends were wrong, how she wants to fix things. I read it once. Then I reply, Melissa, I appreciate that you're sorry, but sorry doesn't change what happened. You spent a week treating me like I needed to be trained into being good enough for you. That's not a misunderstanding. That's not advice gone wrong. That's who you chose to be in that moment. I hope you grow from this. I hope your next relationship is healthier. But I'm not interested in being part of your learning process. I've moved on. You should too. Please don't contact me again. I send it and block her email address. That evening, I order takeout from a Thai place down the street. Eat it on my couch while watching something mindless on TV. My TV, my couch, my choices. No one commenting on what I'm watching or what I'm eating or whether I'm being productive enough with my Saturday night. The apartment is quiet. Not lonely quiet. Peaceful quiet. There's a difference. I think about the past 4 years. The good parts, because there were good parts. The early days when Melissa and I stayed up all night talking. The trips we took. The inside jokes. The way she used to look at me like I was someone worth looking at. Then I think about the last 6 months. The shift. The way she started seeing me as something to manage rather than someone to love. The way her friends became more important than my feelings. The way she thought she could train me into being who she wanted instead of loving who I was. And I realized something. I'm not angry anymore. I'm not even hurt. I'm just done. That's the difference between giving up and moving on. Giving up feels like failure. Moving on feels like growth. 3 months pass. Fall arrives in Richmond with cool air and changing leaves. I've been seeing someone new for about a month. Rachel. We met at a coffee shop in Carytown. I was reading when she sat down at the table next to mine. She had a book too. After about 20 minutes, She dropped her pen and it rolled under my chair. I picked it up, handed it to her. Thanks, she said. No problem. Good book, she asked, nodding at what I was reading. So far. Yours? Getting there. We talked for 10 minutes. Easy conversation. No games. No testing. When I asked if she wanted to grab dinner sometime, she said yes without making me jump through hoops. Our first date was simple. Dinner at a small restaurant in the museum district. We talked about work, hobbies, what brought us to Richmond. Normal first date stuff. At the end of the night, when I paid the check, she immediately offered to split it. You sure? I asked. Of course. We both ate. Such a simple thing. But after everything with Melissa, it felt revolutionary. Thank you, I said. She looked at me curiously. For what? For being reasonable. She laughed. That's a low bar. You'd be surprised. On our third date, I told her about Melissa. Not everything, but enough. The training, the couch, the 31 phone calls. Rachel listened without interrupting. When I finished, she was quiet for a moment. That's messed up, she finally said. Yeah. I'm glad you left. Me too. For what it's worth, she said, I don't believe in training. I believe in talking to each other like adults. In respecting each other. In being equals. That sounds nice. It should be normal, not nice. She's different from Melissa in every way that matters. She doesn't play games. Doesn't test me. Doesn't have a group of friends whispering in her ear about how to control me. When we disagree about something, we talk about it like adults. No punishment. No training. Just conversation and compromise. One Saturday afternoon, I'm walking through Carytown near Chop Suey Books when I see Melissa coming out of a boutique. We make eye contact. There's no avoiding it. Brandon, she says. Hi. Hi, Melissa. How are you? I'm managing. Different. She looks different too. Tired. Less sure of herself than she used to be. There's an awkward pause. I wanted to say. She starts, then stops. You were right. About everything. I appreciate you saying that. I stopped talking to those friends. Well, they stopped talking to me when they found out you left. Apparently I lost frame or whatever. I'm sorry you lost friends over it. They weren't really friends, were they? Real friends don't encourage you to treat people like that. She's right about that much. Are you seeing anyone? She asks. I am actually. Is she? I mean, are you happy? Very. She doesn't believe in training. Just partnership. Melissa flinches when I say the word training. I never should have called it that. I didn't see how crazy it was until after you left. I'm glad you see it now. I hope your next relationship is better. Do you think we could ever? No, I don't. That part of our lives is done. She nods, tears forming in her eyes. I figured, but I had to ask. Take care of yourself, Melissa. I walk away and don't look back. A year ago, seeing her cry would have destroyed me. 6 months ago, it would have made me angry. Now it just makes me sad for who we used to be. But sad isn't the same as regret. I don't regret leaving. I regret that leaving was necessary. 6 months after that, I'm in my new one-bedroom apartment. Still in Scott's edition, but bigger. Better. Rachel is with me. We're cooking dinner together, laughing about something stupid that happened at her work. Italian or Thai next weekend? She asks. I'm thinking Thai, I say. Perfect. Thai it is. No argument. No test. No training. Just two people making a simple decision together. Later that night, lying in bed, my phone buzzes. A text from Greg. Ran into Melissa today. She asked about you. Asked if you were happy. I told her you were. She said she was happy for you. I think she meant it. I typed back. Good for her. I hope she found what she was looking for. And I mean it. I really do. Whatever Melissa needed to learn, I hope she learned it. But she had to learn it without me. Because here's the thing about training someone. Even if you realize later it was wrong, even if you genuinely change, the person you trained doesn't have to come back to see it. They don't owe you that. They don't owe you a chance to prove you're different now. While you were busy trying to train them, they were busy learning the most important lesson of all. They deserve someone who never wanted to train them in the first place. Rachel never saw me as a project. Never saw me as something to fix or mold or improve. She saw me as an equal from day one. And that's not something you reward someone for. That's just basic respect. It's what everyone deserves. It's what I should have demanded from the beginning. But better late than never. I'm sleeping in my own bed tonight. Not because I earned it. Not because someone gave me permission. But because I'm in a relationship with someone who never would have taken it away in the first place. Training complete. Dear listeners, that's our ending. If it resonated, subscribe to support the channel. See you next time.